Syria and Lebanon make significant progress that talks on joint interests. The leaders of Lebanon and Syria have concluded talks in Damascus focused on joint interests as both countries pursue a rapprochement following the overthrow of longtime Syrian President Bashar al-Assad almost 18 months ago. On Saturday, Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam said significant progress had been made in the discussions with Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa, which covered security, transport, infrastructure, and economic matters. The trip marks Salam's second official visit to the neighbouring country since al-Assad was overthrown during a major offensive led by opposition forces under al-Sharaa. The talks also covered the release of Syrian prisoners held in overcrowded Lebanese jails. More than 2,000 Syrians are currently detained in Lebanon. Some are accused of terrorism, while others allegedly attacked the Lebanese army. Al-Sharaa has made their release a priority. We discussed continuing efforts to address the issue of detained Syrians in Lebanon and to uncover the fate of the missing and forcibly detained in both countries, said Salam. More than 130 Syrian prisoners were transferred from Lebanon to Syria in March, where they are serving the remainder of their sentences. Salam said the talks also focused on strengthening cooperation and deepening ties between the two countries through collaboration on economic, social, and cultural issues. Shared interests involving Hezbollah. The Lebanese and Syrian governments both oppose the Arab-backed group Hezbollah, which holds significant influence in Lebanon and is currently engaged in a war with Israel. Some 1.2 million people, more than a fifth of Lebanon's population, have been displaced by Israeli attacks. Advertisement Hezbollah lost its vital supply route through Syria following al-Assad's removal from power. The former president was a close ally of Iran and a key figure in what Tehran describes as its axis of resistance. Lebanese authorities have pledged to disarm the group, but the task has proven extremely difficult, fueling concerns that civil war could erupt. Reporting from Daraa in southern Syria, Al Jazeera's Heidi Pett said Salam's visit focused on re-establishing relations between the two countries and discussing regional issues, particularly in the context of the wider war. Pett said border and security concerns were a priority for both leaders. People and goods, including drugs and weapons, are frequently smuggled across the porous 330-kilometer, 205-mile border shared by Lebanon and Syria. While smuggling may have declined since al-Assad's ousting, Damascus has announced a series of operations and arrests in recent months. Pett reported that both countries are eager to crack down on Hezbollah, with Syria arresting what it described as Hezbollah cells allegedly plotting to assassinate senior government figures. Israel-Lebanon peace talks. The meeting comes as Lebanon prepares for another round of direct talks with Israel in Washington next week, with negotiations scheduled for Thursday and Friday. In an interview with Al Jazeera, Salam said he would prioritize reinforcing the current ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. The truce, brokered by Washington, came into effect in mid-April. Since then, however, Israel has repeatedly carried out attacks across Lebanon, including in the capital, Beirut, prompting critics to accuse the country of failing to adhere to the agreement. Salam said the talks present an opportunity to end a decades-old conflict between the two countries. He added that Lebanon would focus on several key issues, including ending attacks on the country, securing the release of detainees, and agreeing on a timeline for an Israeli withdrawal.